Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. It means so much. For today's video, we are tackling part 2 of my bedroom, Tidy Up, Declutter, and Reorganize. If you haven't watched part 1 of this video, I will link it down below for you. Today, I'm going to show you how I like to fold my clothes. I'm going to be working through all of the piles of clothing on the floor one by one. These are all of the clothes that I do not need for the winter season since, like I said in the first video, I do seasonal wardrobes. I'm going to be folding all of my shirts first. Yesterday's video, one of the things that I did was divide all of my clothes from out of my closet and out of my bins into piles on the floor. And now I'm just putting these organized piles back into the bins after I fold them. I already decided what clothes I wanted to keep for my winter wardrobe in part 1 of this video, and it did take me 3 days total to organize this entire space, so I will include part 3 as well as, like I said, part 1 of this video series down below for you as well, so you can go watch those after this one if you haven't already. Once I am done folding all of my shirts, I'm going to house them in one of my white storage bins. I purchased these from IKEA. I like that I can have them at the top of my closet, but it still looks aesthetically pleasing. The color palette throughout my home when it comes to organizing containers is white, clear, or glass containers and wicker baskets. That way, with any space that I'm organizing, I don't feel like I have to buy organizing bins for the entire space all at once. I can buy things slowly because all of those colors are easily accessible pretty much anywhere. And once all of my t-shirts are back in my bin for the spring, summer, and fall season, I just go ahead and I print off a label for this bin, and then I'm ready to move on to the next pile of clothing.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Now we are going to move on to my husband's shirts. And I know I'm going to be able to fit more than just his shirts into one bin, so I'm going to go ahead and fold my pants as well. I can house those with his shirts in the same bin, like I said. I'm also going to fold all of my shorts as well, so pretty much all of my bottoms. Let me know in the comment section below if you do a seasonal wardrobe for your home and how you store your off-season clothes. While I'm folding these clothes, I'm going to explain to you guys why I switched over to doing seasonal capsule wardrobes and why I love it so much. So before I ever switched over to doing seasonal capsule wardrobes, I had all of my clothes for every season hung up in my closet, and the problem that created was all of my clothes were jammed into my closet because, as you'll see in a moment, my husband and I share our closet, and it's a quite small closet. I mean, it's not super tiny, but it's small enough to where all of my clothes were jammed in there. It's like they didn't really have room to breathe. And so that left me with not really being able to have a good assessment of all of the clothing items that I had. And so I would always just lean towards the same pieces, and then all of my other pieces would get neglected. And then it kind of does this weird thing where it makes you feel like you don't have any clothes, but it's just because you don't have your clothes that you currently have displayed in a way that makes you want to wear them or gets your creative juices flowing to where you feel like you can actually piece together a really nice outfit that you love and feel comfortable in. And so basically, what I did, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, was I took all of the clothes out of my closet, out of my dresser, and I divided them up into sections all over my bedroom floor. And then I went through each section at a time, deciding what I could consign, like what I didn't like at all, what I could keep, and then after I was done with that, I divided that pile up into four sections. So a summer clothing section, a fall clothing section, a winter, and a spring. And then I purchased those IKEA bins that you saw, and I housed, depending on, I think it was like the summer when I decided to do this. So the other 3 seasons I housed in those bins. And then with the clothing items that I did have remaining, I did a bunch of research to find out what is a capsule wardrobe and how many articles of clothing can you keep within a capsule wardrobe. And then I condensed my summer wardrobe down to a capsule wardrobe size. And then after the summer months, I went ahead and I did it for the next season. So and then with each new season change, I do what you see me doing here. And if you saw part one of this video, what you saw in part one. And I'm also going to be creating a winter capsule wardrobe, a whole separate video showing you guys exactly how many articles of clothing are in my winter capsule wardrobe, which that is something that I house on a clothing rack that my husband made me. And then inside of my closet is where I just house some of the bigger overflow items. So I just honestly use the inside of my closet as a little bit extra storage to just hang up pieces that I kind of like to keep for every season. And then on the bottom half of my closet is where I keep all of my loungewear and my workout clothes that I use for whatever season it is. But basically, I love this concept because I feel like it makes it so easy when I go to pick out an outfit when I only have, you know, 3 or 4 pairs of jeans to choose from and 7 shirts to pick from. And I find that I actually will like put a lot more thought into my outfits in doing this, and it makes me appreciate the pieces that I do have more, and it actually keeps me from impulse buying. Every piece that I bring into my wardrobe is well thought out, it's quality. I typically won't take free clothes from people because I like to just be really intentional because I like having a simple, minimal wardrobe, and I've worked really hard to get it to where it's at now. So, and I'm still getting, with each new season change, I still will get rid of things. I find that, oh, my style has changed, or I don't like certain pieces anymore, and I'll be able to consign those and use the money I make consigning those to get like 1 or 2 really nice pieces to add to my wardrobe. So, yes. And my next pile of clothing that I'm going through are all of my loungewear and workout clothes that I will not be needing for the winter season. And another thing that I really like about having seasonal capsule wardrobes instead of just one capsule wardrobe for all of the seasons is it doesn't force you to get rid of all of your clothes all at once. That just seems so overwhelming to me. So I really like this because I'm still able to keep pieces that I love, but it's like I said before, when I pull out my boxes for the new season and I put those clothing items that were in boxes out for that season's capsule wardrobe, it makes me feel like I bought a whole new wardrobe even though I didn't. So I really love doing my wardrobe like this. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I'm interested to know what you guys think about all this craziness that I'm doing here. These are all of my workout clothes that I will not be needing for the winter season, and now I'm going to just go through all of my loungewear clothes that I will not be needing. And while I didn't mention this yet, but when I do this and when I go through each of the piles to refold them to put back in the bins, I also set aside the clothing items that I no longer want into my consignment pile on the floor. So after I'm done with all of this, I take all of my clothes that I no longer want to the consignment shop, and like I said, I will use the money I make off of those clothes to buy a few new pieces for whatever season I'm in. Now, I did end up having some space after I folded all of my workout and loungewear clothes for the bin, so what I did was I took all of my skirts and I folded those as well as my dresses, and I included those in my loungewear and workout bin. And I think that's just the beauty of being able to go through these bins 4 times a year is I'm able to condense down so much so to where I don't have to put just one category inside one bin, which is what I kind of had to do in the beginning. But now I have a lot more space in the bins to house a bunch of different types of clothing into one bin. So I'm going to go ahead and fold my skirts and my dresses now. All right, now I'm going to just go through all of my jumpers. This past summer, I kind of became a little bit obsessed with jumpers. I never thought that I would like wearing these because I didn't feel like they were very flattering on me because I'm 5'2". I'm quite small, and I always thought that jumpers looked better on taller women, but I was looking through the Roxy website and they actually make really beautiful, flattering jumpers even for smaller women. So I will try to find some of these and link them down below for you. But yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and fold those now. Now, after I was done folding these, I did have room in my bin to house the rest of my purses. I have 4 purses total for all seasons, and I've already pulled out the purse that I want to use for the winter season, and so my other 3 purses I'm going to just house in this bin. Now, I think that 3 purses is actually a lot. I think you can even get by with like maybe 1 or 2 purses, but it was just so hard for me to part with these purses. I have this black and white Roxy purse that is great. It's like a bucket purse. I like to bring it to the beach with me. And then I have this round rattan purse that I like to bring on vacation with me. And then I have this smaller little handbag purse that I like to bring with me on like nice events like weddings or just nicer events that I have to be a little bit more dressy for. But I find that that's really all I need as far as purses go. So, and then of course the one I kept for the winter, which is my beautiful Italian black leather purse that my in-laws brought back from Italy for me. So that is like my favorite purse. And then the last thing that I like to do is house all of my shoes that I'm not going to be using for the winter season in my bins. And that is it. Those were all of the piles of clothes that were throughout my bedroom floor. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these bins up at the top of my closet. And like I said before, the clothing items that I ended up hanging up in my closet are just overflow items, articles of clothing that I didn't want to put back in the bins because I thought, you know what, I might want to use these this winter season, but at least now my closet isn't stuffed with clothes. And then the clothing items for my winter capsule wardrobe are actually hung up outside of my closet on my clothing rack, but these are just the overflow items, and then on the bottom half of my closet are where I keep all of my loungewear and workout clothes, like I said before. Yesterday I did organize my husband's side of the closet, so that's all done, just in case you are wondering about that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my husband's shoes out of his shoe caddy as well as all of the remaining shoes out of my shoe caddy, and I'm going to empty the shelves. And then the next thing I like to do is wipe down all of the shelves and wipe out the shoe caddies. And now I have a blank canvas to work with. And then the next thing I'm going to do is decorate the shelves with some of my clothing items, my shoes, as well as put my husband's shoes back into his shoe caddy. And hopefully I'll be able to give you some ideas for how you can redesign and redecorate the shelves in your own closet if you have any shelves in your closet. We did end up taking the doors off of our closet. We had old louver doors that collected a lot of dust, so I thought it would be best just to take them off until we could afford some nicer closet doors. Since our closet is now open to our bedroom because we don't have any closet doors on it, I do like to style these shelves so they look aesthetically pleasing. Eventually, I would like to get an IKEA closet system installed as well as new closet doors, but that's something that we are saving for first. My husband and I like to save up cash for different projects around the house, and because of that, we just can't do everything all at once. But I love that that's how we live because it forces me to be content, to work with what I have, as well as encourages me to live a more simple, clutter free, minimal lifestyle. Because the less amount of stuff you have and the more organized and clean and minimal your space looks, I feel like that in and of itself looks so good, and it really doesn't matter if your space is updated because the minimal, simple look, that just looks good on its own, at least in my mind. One thing I'm going to add to my shelves in my closet is this little basket, and in this basket, I like to house all of the items that I typically carry in my purse. So basically, what I do is at the end of the day, I empty my purse out into this basket. That way, I don't have a ton of things in my purse, or if you have more than one purse, you don't have a bunch of different things all in two or three different purses and you're having to rummage through all of your purses before you leave to try to find something. It's all housed in this one basket in your closet, and that way before you leave, you can just look in this basket and decide what you want to bring with you. And so typically the things I keep in this basket are hand sanitizer, gum, chapsticks, my sunglasses, a lint roller, different things like that, lotions. So I'm just kind of like going through the basket now and deciding what I want to keep, what I want to give away, what is trash, and then all of the things that I've decided to keep, I'm going to go ahead and house right back in the basket and put in my closet. And then I'm also going to go through my scarves. I'm going to hang up a couple of my scarves in my closet, and then I'm going to fold a couple of them and house those on my shelves. Whenever I'm decorating shelves in my closet, I always like to decorate with a basket, and then I like to incorporate some sort of sweater or a scarf just to give it that chunky, warm element. And then I also like to decorate with shoes, and I'm also going to house my winter purse in my closet. I just like a lot of different textures and different fabrics, and I like it to feel really warm and cozy, and so that's kind of the vibe I'm going for in my closet. And then I like to use clear closet dividers to kind of separate each of the articles that I'm placing on the shelf. And I purchased these closet dividers at Target. I'm not sure that they still carry them, but I will try to find some on Amazon and link them down below for you. And then I'm going to take a couple of my favorites of my husband's sweaters, and I'm going to fold those and kind of add those to the shelf. So I'm going to just do that now. And now we are totally done with the closet space. We have all of my bins organized. The entire closet is organized. My winter capsule wardrobe is ready to go. And now the next space that we're going to work on is the dresser that my husband and I share. So the top drawer in this dresser is my husband's junk drawer. And I kind of asked him to come help me with this because if it were up to me, because I do like to live a more minimal lifestyle, I would probably throw a lot more things away than he would want me to. And so I'm just having him go through his top dresser drawer right now. And I'm not going to finish this entire dresser today. That's gonna be for tomorrow's video, which is in the description box below. I went ahead and I uploaded all 3 videos all at the same time. That way you can watch them back to back, and let me know what your favorite video was. Let me know if you learned anything new. I hope you did. I hope that you feel motivated to tackle the spaces in your own home that need decluttering and reorganizing. And then once we were all done going through his top junk drawer, then I went ahead and I put some white contact paper down just in the top dresser drawer, just so it looks a bit nicer for him. And then I reorganized all of the items that he decided to keep back into his top dresser drawer. Now, please ignore the dresser knobs. We're in the middle of switching them out, so that's why some of them are missing and some of them aren't in all of the way. But then the next and last thing that I'm going to do for today's video is organize his underwear and sock drawer. And I will link these underwear and sock organizers in the description box below for you guys. I love them so much. It makes it super easy for him just to go ahead and grab his a pair of socks and a pair of underwear, and he doesn't have to rummage through his drawer to try to find a matching pair or anything like that. But I am going to just completely empty out this dresser and refold his underwear and his socks just to kind of show you guys how I fold them if you're wanting, to figure out some new ways how to fold underwear and socks. But yeah, I'm going to just do that now, and then for tomorrow's video, we're going to finish organizing this dresser, and then we're going to tackle the linen closet. But that is all that I did for day 2. Now you can go watch day 3, the last and final day of this bedroom declutter, tidy up, and reorganize. And until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye!